Hope you've got your ticket for love. I'm Anna Rumor with Pop Culture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from comicbook.com.
And welcome to Docked, where we offer our unfiltered opinions on the real love boat because it's exciting and new. Sorry about the singing. This week we're going in on episode 3 of the Real Love Boat's first season, and things are shaking up. The women are in power. We're getting down and dirty and clean in the south of France. Now, right off the bat, Nick, I'm very curious what you thought going into the challenge about where our couples kind of stood.
Well, it's clear that there are some romantic feelings between a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then not so much for the others. So seeing that mixed up over the course of the episode was pretty fun because now we finally got to see more of Dean. We got to see more of the dynamics in episode 2 play out. And I'm curious because this is yet another very aggressive challenge. Let me just say that.
So much sprinting. Let's talk about the challenge because I feel like we're there. When I heard that they had to, lather each other up with soap to find this coin in the middle of the soap bar in order to win the captain's table, the Love Boat suite, that kind of thing, I thought it was just going to be that. But no, they are like sprinting down this lavender field. They're doing a puzzle, which admittedly was not like much of a puzzle. It was just spelling the town they were in. More on that in a minute. But there was like a football field.
So I think that's why I'm excited about this show. These challenges are very high intensity. And it's not something I guess it would like test their relationships to the ultimate level, right? Because getting so physical and then getting physically intimate right afterwards is certainly a way to get closer and to just really move this along. But
that's true.
Also,
I mean, you would be stinky after that. At least I would be. I guess the soap is helpful.
I guess depending on where they're actually washing, so let's get into this, right? Daniel and 𝐏𝐶 really take off immediately, and they seem to be the most connected from the last time. It's clear how they're getting closer, but then you see other couples who just met, like Dean and Nicole.
Yeah.
Very interesting, right? Like, now we finally get to see who Dean is as a person, and Nicole's not entirely feeling that. I don't know. It was tough to see during the challenge. It was very, very hard to parse out. Like,
I agree. I mean, Dean keeps saying that he's this like really goofy guy, but I saw it in the first episode he was on. But I don't see him being like super goofy in this episode. I don't know. I don't know if he is as silly and like light-spirited as he thinks he is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just Nicole laughing at him. Like,
right, honestly.
It's something we should definitely keep an eye on, right? Like, especially because he took off super fast. Definitely did not move like a goofy guy, right? So
no, he was going for it, like Olympic-style sprinting down that field. They're the first ones back because A, they can spell Marseille, good for them, and B, he was just like bolting down that field.
And then he was really going at it with the soap. So I was like, oh no. Like, I think Marty and Emily were a great pair too, because Emily, she's spoken about her intimacy issues before and her desire to want to hold back that stuff and how she was uncomfortable, and then you see the shot of her back and it's super red, and I'm just like, oh.
I noticed that too, and I'm like, I'm a fellow pale, sensitive skin girly. I'm like, how hard is he scrubbing her? That is. I mean, I guess he really wanted to keep it centered on the back, which is respectful, but I felt for her. Someone hand her the eczema cream or something.
I compare that to Jordan and Kendra, who Jordan was just really going at it in all sorts of crevices and places.
Not crevices. Even Jerry and Rebecca were like, what is going on over there? Can you show that on television?
It made a lot of sense why Kendra was like, oh, so I hear you're a player. And well.
Yeah. Honestly. Well, and Daniel and 𝐏𝐶, I mean, spoiler alert, they win the challenge, but he was getting very strategic. He was like, we're going for elbows and for knees and for pointy parts of our body. And I was like, does that wear soap down faster? I guess it does.
I guess it does. We're taking hygiene tips from someone who also said Brunches 7 times a week, twice on weekends. So
you're right. What does he know about soap? Apparently it's just the soap. I needed to point out before we move on that Marty and Emily, you know, bless them, they are very cute together. They cannot spell Marseille for the life of them. And I get that it's a French word, but there's not that many letters that are kind of like up for grabs in that word. You know?
No, I don't think so either. They're, you know, I assumed they all figured out that it was Marseille right off the top, but
yeah. They said at the beginning, they're like, we know what it is, we just don't know how to spell it. And I was like, okay, well, you've got the MARS. How much more can you really mess around with there? I don't know.
These cute kids are gonna go far, and we'll get into that for sure. We actually get to meet the new person boarding, Jay, who is a teacher, 32 years old, immediately different from everybody else there. You know,
that seemed like a normal adult.
Yes, seemed well adjusted, right, compared to everybody else. And you know, it was there that he wanted to find love and hopefully settle down, have kids. And you know, he caught Nicole's attention right away. Poor Nicole, she just has no luck, I guess. She didn't hit it off with Dean. It wasn't working with Daniel last episode, so she did try with Jay.
She did. And you know what? The moment that Jay walked in, Elisa, who, you know, spoiler alert, she says she doesn't hate Nathan, but it seems like it. She immediately lit up. Jay walks in and she goes, "Oh, hello, I like your shirt." He was still being introduced and she's like, "Hey, come here."
And Nathan like automatically feels it. And it's so funny because we see that during the challenge too. She's like, "Oh, Nathan's moving so slow. He takes off his clothes slow." She's finding every little nitpick about him, right? But it's also the same with Nathan. We see throughout the episode, we'll get into that, like we see that he's spotting all these little nitpicks about her too, but that's why Jay was so interesting.
Yes, I was like, these two clearly hate each other. That's fine, I get it. They're strangers who have basically been paired together. They just don't seem like a good match, even if they are like pretending that they do like each other. So Jay comes in, I'm like, let's stir things up. This man seems normal and nice, and he's cute. So this is clearly going to be a thing that's going to come into play, and you know we'll get to that shortly. But is that kind of what you were thinking too?
Yes, I thought it was going to come into play. Daniel and Shaylin, who were at the captain's table, they are the first ones to use the Real Love Boat suite. And, you know, it's clear that they have that connection. They on the wild other side of the spectrum, right? Like, we have Nathan and Elisa falling apart, but Daniel and Shaylin are clearly feeling something. They're feeling each other.
They
and
smooch?
Yes, they smooch. They use the suite.
And I thought it was really cute whenever he gave her the coins from the challenge.
Yes, that's fun.
That's
Good on
cute.
you, Daniel. Yeah, I like him more every episode. I'm falling in love with him. Yeah.
Me too. And I loved hearing, you know, they keep pointing out that he's younger than her, but he does seem like he is like ready to settle down. He seems to have not like a serious energy because he does have that fun kind of spirit about him, but he seems to be like mature and know what he wants. He was already engaged. We got to find out a little bit more about that in this week's episode.
He's really filling out in terms of like the kind of person you hope to find on these competitions, right? Like you hope to find someone like Daniel. And now I just kind of hope we learn more about Shaylin, because I do feel like it's one-sided.
That is true. Like she's a sports broadcaster, and that's kind of everything that I know about her. Everything else is Daniel and his toothbrushing and his engagement and all that kind of thing.
Yes, we know so much about Daniel, but it's time to reciprocate, Shaylin. Let's get that too. So on the dates, going back to Jay, we finally see more of Jay. They pair him up with Nicole, who, you know, it seems like they had a connection. I thought they had a great time. I thought there was chemistry, but what do I know?
So
I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was like, okay, these two are vibing. Clearly, it's going to be Elisa and Nicole kind of vying for Jay at the sail away ceremony. You know, we'll get there in a minute, but I really saw it for them too. I was like, okay, he's going to be a real contender. People are digging Jay, me included. He seems great.
Yeah, especially when you get Elisa and Nathan's date.
Oh my God.
And Nathan really just is like, oh, she's not athletic. Oh, like he clearly was just not into it. And
he did that last episode too.
Yes.
Where he's like, oh, she's so slow going up these stairs. I'm like, bro, are you looking for a girlfriend or are you looking for a gym buddy? Because those are two different things. I don't know why she needs to play pickleball like a champion Olympian. There we go. Clearly, I'm a champion Olympist as well. Maybe I'm taking this personally. Maybe I'm projecting.
I know, but I feel it too. I'm like, Nathan, what do you want, Nathan? And this is, like, she ends up asking him that, right? Like, she ends up straight up asking, well, what do you want? Why are you here? And he really doesn't have an answer, which is why when we get to the sail away ceremony, I'm so flabbergasted. I just cannot, for the life of me, understand.
Oh my gosh. He said that, she was like, I just need more from you because it seems like you're not engaging with me. And he said his issue was that, like, if he kisses or hooks up with a girl too soon, then he, like, loses the ability to see them as more than just, like, a hookup. I don't know. That felt like a huge red flag to me.
It seems weird. It seems like someone should have been told to shut off.
Let's get into it. Shay picks Daniel. Of course she's gonna pick Daniel. Emily picks Marty. Even she was like, yeah, no duh, I'm picking Marty. We don't even talk. I don't even know these people. They're off in a corner being in love together. I barely remember their names from week to week, which is a good thing for them.
Yes, exactly. That's how they'll win. They could end up just sneaking past us every week. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
And then it's Jordan and Kendra, and we hit to Nicole, and she chooses Dean, which is weird. But at first I thought, oh, she's doing Elisa like a solid because she knows she wants to do. Jay wants to pick Jay, and then
Elisa,
she doesn't. She picks
Elisa
Nathan.
picks Nathan. I don't know what to do with that information. I really don't. Like,
No.
is this playing the game? Is this picking someone you have at least like a bond with, quote unquote bond, that like they will pick you in the next episode? But I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, if she's playing like really strategic like that, good for her. I don't think it's gonna pay off in the end because it does seem, again, like she and Nathan hate each other.
I don't get it, because it was so funny. Because like after Nathan was picked, he was like, "Oh, I opened up myself to her a little bit," and
the bad thing that you said, the thing that we didn't like, and you said,
yes.
How did that help your case at all? And Jay, so normal, so nice, chemistry with Elisa. They've got stuff in common, and she just sent him shoving off.
He was just not right for the boat, I guess. He was just too well adjusted, too willing to settle down, too perfect. I mean, who knows, right? Maybe Elisa likes a little bit of messiness.
Oh, that is possible. I mean, maybe she's looking for a little bit more drama this season. She doesn't want the Marty Emily edit where they're basically not in the show because they're so compatible. Maybe she's looking for someone that she can fight with. But I was shocked. Honestly, when I was taking notes writing this, I had written already that, she chooses Jay. And I was getting ready to be like, and Nathan shoves off. And then she didn't. And I had to just delete that paragraph and was like, huh, interesting.
I'm still confused. Why did you do this? And Nicole picking Dean was still so odd to me too.
Yeah.
Like, especially because like she was clearly, I don't know, I don't feel like she was really feeling Dean. Like her laughing, like it felt like just laughing to fill up the space. That really awkward when you meet somebody for the first time and then you just start, everything's more heightened. Everybody's a little funnier, a little more charming,
Don't give away my secrets when I'm making small talk with people.
And that's what I thought it was. I thought Nicole was like that for Dean, but she saw, I guess there are things happening on this boat that we don't see,
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was convinced. I was like, well, she didn't pick Jay, then clearly she's just like, playing the game and being nice to Elisa, but then she didn't pick him either. And I was like, so no one's gonna pick Jay, no one. We're not sending Dean or Nathan home, or Jordan. Anyone but Daniel and Marty. We're keeping all of them, okay.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wait for the men to shake it up. I guess, because
know.
clearly they're all hanging, like 2 of them are hanging by threads. So we'll see.
They've got a break next week. We see in the preview for next week, they are bringing in 2 new women. So I bet things are gonna get messy. I'm very excited for that.
Absolutely. More shoving off, please.
More shoving off. We're heading to Rome too, so we'll do as the Romans do, and I don't know, they'll probably have to do like push-ups with the Colosseum on their back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of CrossFit exercise before the challenge, before like answering a math equation or something.
You can watch it too. You can watch us recap the Real Love Boat every week here on Docked. And as our captain says, ciao for now.